Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Boards and Beyonds Geography with Arpita ma'am. This channel is specially designed for the ICSC students, and here the lessons which are made where most of the students face difficulties. So let's get started with the first class of Boards and Beyonds Geography with Arpita ma'am. And today I will be teaching the climate chapter. In climate chapter, there are many such areas where already students have gathered knowledge. They know different things. They know the areas which are needed to understand this chapter. But the problem is, this chapter is a vast area. It covers a vast thing like how monsoons are generated, how your climate is being controlled, which type of climate is there in India, and different seasons are there. Summer season, its characteristics, then winter season, then your rainy season, then retreating monsoon season, and different small concepts are also there. So what you have to do, how can you gather those knowledge, how can you store those knowledge in your mind? Regarding that I will be discussing. So today I have selected a topic where most of the students face difficulty, that is the how does southwest monsoon originate. So in climate chapter, what is climate? You all have come to know in your previous classes. In class 9, class 7, you already have read that climate is the average atmospheric condition or average atmospheric weather of a certain area of a particular land over a long period of time, say 30 to 35 years. Okay, and climate is determined by several elements of weather. Which are those elements? Like temperature, like pressure, wind pattern, then your humidity, then sunshine, cloud cover, so many, rainfall pattern, etc. So this chapter covers all those elements. And from there we have already come to know that what sort of climate is experienced by India, that is tropical monsoon type of climate. Why tropical climate? Because the Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north parallel, moves about middle of the country. So it has the tropical climate, tropical hot and humid type of climate. And why monsoon? Because the monsoon winds prevail over India. It influences the climate of India from summer to winter. Today's main part is how does this southwest monsoon originate? That we need to know. So for understanding this part, suppose we have to memorize some, or you can recall also some terms related. Periodic wind. What is periodic wind? Differential heating and cooling of land and water. ITCZ zone, that is intertropical convergence zone. Monsoon trough, then Coriolis force and southeast trade wind. In class 9 already you have gathered all the knowledge regarding these terms. Just to recall this, and these are necessary. These terms are necessary to understand this topic carefully. That how does southwest monsoon originated? Now, the first one, what we need to know, monsoon is what type of wind? Monsoon is periodic wind. We have learned so many types of winds like planetary wind. We have learned trade wind, westerlies, polar easterlies. Try to recall. Then we have learned about local winds like Chinook, Fohn, then Lu, Mistral, Bora, etc. Then we have learned about the variable winds also, like cyclone, anticyclones. We have learned about it, and we have learned about the periodic wind as well. So what are these periodic winds? Periodic wind means they are originated due to the differential heating and cooling of land and water. Keep this in mind. This is a very important term, the differential heating and cooling of land and water. We all know that lands get heated up and cooled down more quickly than the water body. Now what do we need to know? We need to know what is the relationship between the temperature and pressure. Okay, now what is the relation? Definitely this is inverse relation. When temperature is more, pressure will be less. That means temperature is high, pressure is low. Temperature is low, pressure will be high. So this is the relation. This relation also you have to keep in mind to understand where high pressure can be formed, where low pressure can be formed in different season. Clear? Now, based on this relationship, wind is generated. We all know that wind always blowing from high pressure towards the low pressure. So we need to know where high pressure will be formed, where low pressure will be formed. And we also need to know what is the temperature criteria in different season. Because monsoon is related to the differential heating and cooling of the land and water, and heating cooling means pressure also will be changed, right? So let us now let us now understand the main function of this monsoon, how it is generated. Now periodic wind matter you all understood. Now what do we need to know? Where the high pressure and where the low pressure will be formed due to differential heating and cooling of land and ocean water. Now during summer season, suppose during this March to May, then June, July, these are coming. During this time, where the low pressure can be formed and where the high pressure can be formed, because during this time sun is providing vertical ray. Where we need to know, during this time sun provides vertical ray. During March what is happening? During March sun is here during this time. Okay, sun is here during the equatorial region. Sun is providing vertical ray, but as the time passes, sun also is moving towards the north, and during June what will happen? Sun prevails over Tropic of Cancer and it provides vertical ray over the Tropic of Cancer. So sun provides vertical ray over Tropic of Cancer on the landmass of India. So where the low pressure will be formed and where the high pressure will be formed. I told when the temperature will be more, there the low pressure will be formed. So where the temperature is more, we have come to know the temperature is more about on the landmass, because sun is providing vertical ray over the 23.5 degree north, which is on the landmass, and where the temperature is less in the surrounding water body. Here is Arabian Sea, here is Bay of Bengal, and there is Indian Ocean. We all know this is Indian Ocean. Clear? So here, in which part low pressure can be formed? Can you guess in which part the intensified low pressure will be formed? See, this whole Ganga plain will be receiving vertical ray during this time. But primarily, in which part the low pressure will be formed? Definitely the hottest part. That means the western Rajasthan region. That means the northwestern part of India. Here the low pressure will be formed primarily because sun provides vertical ray. This is the desert area. This is the locked region. No influence of land and sea breeze. So the low pressure will be intensified in this part. Now, as time passes, the low pressure will be extending along the Ganga plain region. Okay, and this low pressure will be intensified, a depression will be formed, and a trough will be formed. A trough. What will be formed? A trough. And this trough is called the monsoon trough. Okay, so monsoon trough will be formed over Ganga plain region, this whole area. Such a trough will be attracting the high pressure wind from the southern part, from the water bodies, because in the water bodies there is, which pressure is formed? There is high pressure. In the surrounding water bodies, high pressures are formed, and intensified high pressure will be where? An intensified high pressure is there in the Indian Ocean, right? On the Indian Ocean, the intensified high pressure is already formed. Now, from this high pressure area, now this part is, I think this part, up to this part is clear, that the low pressure is formed on the landmass over the Ganga plain region, the monsoon trough, that is the depression area that is formed, and on the Indian Ocean part or Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, in these areas high pressure is formed, and the intensified high pressure is formed over Indian Ocean just below the equator, that means in the southern hemisphere, because in southern hemisphere that areas are not receiving the vertical rays of the sun because sun is here. Now in the northern hemisphere, so this area is not getting the vertical rays of the sun, totally slanting rays of the sun. So the high pressure will be formed in cold, that is the winter time. So high pressure will be formed on the water body. Now we all know that winds are blowing from high pressure towards the low pressure area. This is the nature of the wind. So the pressure gradient is such steep that the high pressure wind will be starting moving towards the low pressure region. Now from this part, here we need to know about this southeast trade wind. Just to keep in mind that from in this area from Tropic of Capricorn towards the equatorial region, here is Tropic of Capricorn, just below the equator, which latitude line is there, that is Tropic of Capricorn. Now from Tropic of Capricorn towards the equator, throughout the year a wind is blowing, always a wind is blowing from the Tropic of Capricorn towards the equator throughout the year. The name of that wind is southeast trade wind. Okay, so southeast trade wind is blowing in this direction. See the direction. So the direction is this one. Southeast trade wind is blowing from southeast direction, and whenever it will be crossing the equator, because it is under tremendous force, it is a very powerful wind, so it will be crossing the equator because its destination is this one. It has to reach to this Ganga plain region, because this low pressure, this monsoon trough is constantly attracting this wind. So it will be crossing the equator. Just after the crossing, what will happen? Due to this Coriolis force, this southeast trade wind will be deflecting towards right. And in this way, the direction is totally changed and it becomes the southwest wind. Okay. So southeast trade wind, after crossing equator, why it crosses equator? Because it has to reach to monsoon trough region, and after, whenever it is crossing, due to Coriolis effect, its direction gets deflected and it becomes a southwest wind. Now this wind is, as it is moving from sea towards the land, so it absorbs tremendous moisture and huge moisture with it, and whenever it will be entering India, due to the effect of some relief features like Western Ghats, Himalayas, Eastern Ghats, etc., because of the presence of these relief feature, the rainfall occurs. Okay, so that time this is called the southwest monsoon winds. Okay, now southwest monsoon winds originate during this time, and after entering India, here is our Western Ghat. It will be striking against the Western Ghat, and maximum rainfall will occur along the Malabar coastal plain, which we know that is the monsoon burst, the sudden onset of monsoonal rainfall in the Malabar coastal plain during the first week of June with thunder and lightning is called the monsoon burst. So in this way, southwest monsoon is originated, and when it enters along the coastal part of India, due to the tapering shape of this peninsular India, it will be bifurcated into two branches. Okay, one branch known as the southwest monsoon of Arabian Sea branch, another branch is called the southwest monsoon of Bay of Bengal branch. So this is, in this way, southwest monsoon is originated. So at first we need to know about what is periodic wind, which is formed due to differential heating and cooling of land and water. So during the summer, the monsoon is blowing from from sea towards the land, because on sea there is high pressure and on the land there is low pressure. But what will happen during winter? During winter, sun changes its position. Sun moves southward, right? And it will be establishing itself on the southern hemisphere, on Tropic of Capricorn. So during that time, what will happen? This low pressure will be shifted by the high pressure winds, and the high pressure will be shifted by the low pressure. So during that time, winds will be blowing from land towards the sea. This is called differential heating of land and ocean water. Okay, so as the season changes, the sun's position also changes. As sun's position is changing, temperature changes. As temperature changes, pressure belts also changes. And here one more thing I need to say, that is this ITCZ zone also will be changing its position with the shift of sun. That means during summer, when sun is moving towards the north and establishing itself on 23.5 degree north, with sun, ITCZ zone mainly situated where? On equatorial region. ITCZ on the equatorial region, intertropical convergence zone along the doldrum zone. So with the movement of the sun, ITCZ zone also will be shifting towards 23.5 degree north, and it will be establishing itself along the Ganga plain region, which we know about monsoon trough. So monsoon trough and ITCZ zone together situated along this Ganga plain region, which attracts the southeast trade wind. After crossing equator, southeast trade wind will be deflected towards the right to form the southwest monsoon winds. So I tried to make this concept easy so that you can easily understand this topic. So next class we will be meeting with another topic. Till then, bye bye.